Okay, so I was saying that we did the short course 2022, and this is the next iteration, which is 2.0, which is for 2024. And then the grading happens in, it was in 4 phases for 2022. That's module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4. Yeah, for this time we have up to module 5. So some of you have been taking this short course, some of you have been also doing the essays. And you have submitted your essays for module 1, module 2, and maybe the upcoming module 3, the one to be shared tomorrow. So what usually happens is that there is a template, there is a structure that we always follow in your grading. And if you are careful enough and you reviewed the email, you could see that there is that sample and the comments, everything you need to know about the essays, what the writers write, or maybe the short course participants write. What are you supposed to pay attention to? Like the question, that the overall question you have, there's that restriction for 600 to 800 words. So it's just that there's a lot of information there, but all the same, I'll just go ahead and start presenting my screen, so we can just get to see as we speak. Is here. Okay, I'm going to take this one key. Yes, share my screen. Yeah. I'm not sure, is my screen visible? Can you all see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see from there.
I will just talk of it. So this is just a guide. This is a grading key. So what happens? Module 1 grading key. We have module 2, module 3, module 4. All of them I shared with you. So we just have the sample. We have the question. Then we have the summary there. This summary is for somebody making noise outside here. Okay, this just okay.
So I can't hear the audio.
Okay, I think I mean, so it's now there's a lot of noise from my background. So as I was saying, this is a sample, this is a key that we're using to grade module 1. That was for 2022. That's the first iteration of the short course. So these were still the same requirement, 600 to 800 words. This was the I'm not sure if you can view my screen clearly. Is everything visible, or I need to zoom a little, zoom in? No.
Everything's visible.
So this is the summary. And if you checked for module 1, second iteration, I also send out the summary for that. There's a different key, different template for grading. So this one was meant for 2022. You can see here, this was the module summary. So you have to get the question, then read through the summary to understand what it will all entail. It was just about FCFTA, getting to know. It was an introductory, what can I say, short course. It was mainly about breaking information asymmetry about the FCFTA. So people just get to know and understand, because FCFTA came in 2019? Yeah, that phase to 2021. From Rwanda there, the ratification of instrument, things like that. So people were talking about that. So you can see like this a sample of the essay. Like an essay, there should be an introduction, there should be that body, then there's a conclusion. And of course, we see that you need to get statistics, you need some data in your research, in your essays. You have to provide figures. If it's you have to come clear on the years of when the CFTA was created, things like that. If you want to talk about, it's just about citing this, like any other work that you've done there. You cannot just maybe write an essay, a plain essay that way, or maybe a fiction thing, because we are dealing with something that's already working. There's enough research, and you can still research about it and give that information and cite those who are from your references. So as you can see, these are the first comments, the grammatical error, spelling error. So these are just the things you can take. Good research. This one is from Laone, good inclusion of statistics. Just what I say there. Then the objectives, of course, everything is tied down to the first question here and the summary. So a person responding to the essay should exactly respond to the question at hand. You cannot be given this, then they go out of theme, then expect to be scored fairly on their essays. Then let's go this one. I think I messed up there. Oh, okay. No, this part of the essay. So this also the phases, the negotiation phases. This guy noted this effective use of table through this part of the addition. It just depends on what the writer does. Great inclusion of how people will benefit from the FCFTA. Great inclusion for the objective of how the FCFTA helps youth. Just things like that. You understand what are your catching points when you are reading anything. I know you have read. Most of you have read magazines, you have read newspapers. When you are reading any information, you even forget about it. You have read novels, some books, including fiction ones. There's always some catch. When you are reading, there's something that you'll come across and say, okay, I need to pay attention to this. Maybe this is a quote. This is already something you can relate to. This is maybe going deeper about the information you need. Like here is reference because he has done some citations there. You need to refer to where you got the information. So that's a key focus, a key thing you should not. Like when you find statistics and data within the essay, is this person referencing? Like you cannot take what another person has done and just claim it to be yours without any sort of copyright, acknowledging the copyrights of just referencing to them back to the person who did them. So it's basically that's what happens. You just go through the essay. Maybe at first you can just roughly read through it. Mostly there are only 600 words. You might find 500, just depending. So that's all the criteria of grading. If you have 600 words to 800, then somebody does 500, then that means that there's a particular thing that they have not met. You can pay attention to that. You can now use that to also scope. So you read through this, should be 500 words. I'm not sure. Yeah, but there's somewhere I think you wanted that. Should be. Okay, so that's it. You just read through the essay. Then the second time, as you read while making the comments. Depending on how you want to do it, you can just read through the first time while you make your comments. Anything you highlight there. It should not be like a lot of comments. Just paying to some details because we have different essays that you're going to review. So for the first essay, you interact with, you might find, okay, maybe you might also think this guy has done maybe a shoddy work. Maybe this guy has done a lot. It just depends to you. But the more you interact with, after reading the first essay, the second essay, the third essay, then you get to know, okay, there's a lot of information different people are sharing. So that's how you now become efficient with your grading. Yeah, and you can still refer back to the first essay then and see, oh, okay, what this guy did wrong, this one did right, things like that. So this always part of the template, just as the grading key. So you'll find that this part, you have it, you already have it, and the summary is already there. So where you are supposed to do what what you're supposed to do is to copy and paste the essay that they've written to this blank area, so that when you read it and grade it or maybe make comments, you can also finally do the scoring on the same document. So we have this grading key part, the final part of it. The question is just yet also to remind you again what the question was all about. But these now the aspects. What are you going to grade? And what is the score range? What are the comments? What is the score, the overall scores, things like that. So am I too fast? Are we still together? Can someone confirm?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then we have the aspect, there's essay flow, that's 20%. And understanding the topic and engaging discussion, 40%. That's the entire body. Then adhering to the essay instruction, 10%. Then we have relevant examples and explanations, 20%. Then grammar and spelling, 10%. So that's the score range. Nobody can get below 5. Or when it comes to essay flow, nobody can get below 10 when it comes to understanding. Adhering to essay instruction, someone can score 0 here. Relevant examples, 5 only and above. Then programmer, 2 and above. Those are the lower limits. So you can see the only place adhering instruction is where one can score 0 for maybe not 600 words. Things like that. They just critical issues about the instruction. Maybe just the guy went off topic from the set, the question that was shared. You can see between 0 to 10 how you're going to score him. So that depends with you, but you should be like realistic, fair enough, knowing that if this person has given information, cannot just maybe the guy has talked about your country and maybe you don't find it suitable the way the guy is talking about your country, then you go and say, okay, now I'm going to just score this person like 0 for adhering to the essay instruction, maybe understanding, depending the grade. So you just score based on reading. Maybe you know this person, you have met, you are grading the same person from your country. You have known the guy is maybe, let's say, for example, he's from Namibia, and you're saying, no, how can this person now create a very good essay here? I'm just going to score him down. So you just be careful, be fair enough, and do it realistically. As you go on, what are you scoring? Like you have seen the comments here, the comments that you've seen here. So that's what you're doing. So if you are saying, okay, this guy never did well because they're pursuing this with the objective of getting the certificate. So in any case, if you score someone down and maybe he did an exemplary work, that means that also you're becoming you're a barrier towards his achievement, being part of the young community with knowledge about the FCFA. So you just have to be very realistic. That person who has done shoddy work, the same. You're not going to be very, very fair towards him or her. You just have to do what's right. Of course, you not score him 0 after he has written his 600 words, so things like that. It's still up to you how you're going to grade, because I've sent the samples, module 1, module 3, module 4. So if you are quick enough, you can just review them because they are different pieces. So you can just get at least a gist of what happens. Then you can do that. We are all here. We have been graded through our primary school. I'm not sure if in high school also. Yeah, we were doing essays, some were introductory essays, like the day you are given a statement, you're given a sentence, then you're supposed to continue it. Some was just an excerpt from is it a novel? Then you're supposed to write something about that. Then you're just given a heading. Things, it's just the same way. So you're like the teacher, the way our teachers used to do. So you have just pay attention. No, you don't do anything unfairly or be biased in any way. Then I think I've talked a lot about how you're supposed to do it efficiently based on what you have read and what you have already received. These grading keys, you can choose to read through the entire samples up to module 4, so that because they are different essays, and you don't expect that you're going to find any essay relating to the other, unless maybe they're sisters and brothers, or maybe sisters taking the short course together while they're in the same house. So you're going just to follow that. Then when it comes to comments, of course, these comments are still the comments that you'll find up here. So if you need to elaborate something, you can just still elaborate on the same. They just great flow ideas will put others from introduction topic. There's a flow. You cannot talk about this topic at the start, then and then in the middle shift, then come handle the same idea. But the third part of the essay, that means that there is no flow. If you have to handle one issue, talk about it to the end, then come up with another issue, not having breaks and starting it over again. That won't be a good flow for the essay, and that's all. We are all learning. So there's a person who will be scored highly. There's somebody who will be scored lowly, depending on what they've done. So it's not a must that an essay must have a great flow. It depends on the person who is writing the essay. It's not a must that the essay will be the essay should be on topic. It just depends who is writing the essay. So it's you as the judge there, making the best judgment. You're going through the essay and knowing what's needed of you and what's needed from the person who submitted the essay. So these are just the comments. You can score that. After scoring, yeah, you have to put the scores within that range. You cannot, like you have 5 to 20, you cannot come at this point score somebody 25. That will be out of range. Similar to this 10 to 40, then you come and score somebody 5 in this region. This 10 is the least anyone can get. Here you cannot come and score somebody 12. That's it. So you should add up everything, and it should be, while adding up everything, it should be equal to 100 or less than that, or just a simple percentage rule. So you cannot have somebody scoring 102 or 110. You make the calculation. Then after doing the final marks, there'll be a place at the top for you to. Also, this was a grading key, so you cannot see there's a place here you're supposed to put the name of the student. Then you're supposed to place the score here. If it's like this is it. So this is all about the grading key. If you are all well with this, or if you have any questions, you are free to ask any question. But I think I've explained more about what that entails. Somebody had dropped from the call. Okay. Any question? Any question before I present the next now the grading template? Anyone with any question? Any comments? Any suggestions? I think it was. Any question? Helen means no question. So I'll stop sharing this and I'll share the next point now. I do stop. I think my screen is again visible. So okay. Now this now that anyone had no questions, so we're just going to go ahead to this is now the template, and it's the template that you'll be using for scoring and grading for module 1 2.0 iteration of this short course. What you're going to be having is this template. At any point that you are scoring the essays, you should be having this template, and as you can see the title here, name of the student, FCFTA 2.0 module 1 essay grading sheet final. Then you're going to change the name If it's you're grading Valencia or Lhasa, that's the essay you are having now. You're going to change, you place here Valencia or Lhasa, then come here, file save as new. That's what you do. Then after saving that, you should have just a place that you are, like it's a folder, you can just create module 1 essays for your own memory, and maybe making it easier for you so that you don't forget. When you save like Valencia and you copy paste the essay from Valencia, then you should be scoring Valencia from the start to the end. But if you forget and save, you forget to save and you re-edit the same Valencia's essay, and maybe say Bananios, you paste Bananios essay in that, then you go and save it means that you'll be having a different person's essay on a different person's name. So you should just pay attention to that. After copying, after opening this Word document, you need to go first to the name, change the name, save as. After saving as, then you now go to the entire essay that the person shared. That's where you paste it here. Once you paste it here, it will appear now for like the document that I just shared before. You paste it, yeah, you can paste it here. Then after pasting it, you can start commenting. Commenting is always simple. Like when I click here, I can just go to new comment, and I write whatever I want to write there. That's it. So that's how commenting is done. So this is the place, the name of the grader. You're supposed to place the name of the grader here. That's your name. The name of the student here, then the final score that you're going to score. That's the information that you have here. That's information you place. You place at this point. Remember, you place your name of the student, and the score at the top, following the essays, the module summary and the essay question. So these is an entire elaborate, like a whole huge question, but just the same things. They're just tied to the FTA protocol women using trade, and the first presentation that was done for module 1 by the CFTA secretariat. So people should be they've already done that and submitted this, so it should be aligning towards this. And if it's not aligning towards this, then it means that's the different case of how you're going to be scoring their essay. So that's how it goes on, how you're going to score. Then you can also include the name of the student here again to just remind you. Then for the comments, you can always come here, comment anything. You can just type there. If you're going to give him, let's say 15, 10, that's it. Then here you come, maybe it's called 25. This person here maybe is called 4. Maybe finally here is called, let's say 18. So you have to add this, then the total. Here maybe grammar is called maybe 10. You add the total, maybe it's called 2. If you add the total, you have to place the total here and use the same data information at this point. Yeah. That's how the grading is done. And if you have any question, so I can just talking away from these two documents, like any other comments or any other information that you want to know. But if you have any question about this document, feel free to ask. Any question? Are we still together to that point? Or anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone who has a question? Okay, so if we have no question, so what I'm just going to give general information and overview. So this module 1. So you'll be assigned a folder. There is a folder that will be assigned to you. This folder will have two folders within it. It will have One, the essays that you have been assigned to grade, there'll be 15 essays, and you'll have like 1.5 week or 2 weeks to grade. There'll be 15 essays within that folder. Then the next folder, it will be now the folder that you're supposed to, your graded essays. You're supposed to upload your graded essays to that folder. Then share the same. You don't have to share it because it will be a folder that you can still access from the backend. So you're just supposed to download the essays, then upload the graded one now with this format. The name of the student, you as the grader, the name of the student here, the score, things like that, then upload it. Additionally to uploading the essays, what you need to do so that you're just also efficient enough and you also know, you maybe keep track of what you're doing, you can decide to have an Excel. I know everyone has done a Microsoft Excel, and this is something that you come in contact with in your daily activities. So you know how you're supposed to do it. You can just place names here. You can place scores. Then you start placing the score. Like if it's Valence here, maybe I scored 16, the essay, followed by Natalie Angel here, maybe scored 18, the essay, followed by Bananios, Pilani Moya, Sage, followed by Mia, followed by Saxola, followed by who again, Nelson, followed by, like, you can use examples of everyone who is in the call. Who again, Spotia, then who again, who I missed who's in the code. Yeah, you place that, then you place their scores on the other side. Then that Excel, you can now upload it also in the same link that you submitted your graded essays. So you're going to receive like 15 essays from different people. You just take note of their names. They should be having the name and the title of their document. I mean, this place, the name should be there. If not, you might find their name at the start of the document. Maybe they decided to place it here. If not, you might find the name at the lower part of the document. That's how most of the people do the essay. They might do it introductory on the file or at the end of the essay. So you just take note of their names. For you can just keep receiving us the template as you paste the different essays. You grade, you just take your time, read through. It can be like it's 2 weeks, you can maybe decide, okay, maybe today just do 3, tomorrow I'll be relaxing. You can relax there. The next day you can say I'm going to do 5. Then the other time I'm going to be relaxing. It's your weekend, then you finalize. You have done everything. Then you submit it, and the last bit is you placing them on an Excel. On an Excel, the name and the score. Then forward. Yeah, some will be scoring highly, some will be scoring lowly, but it's up to you to do a fair and detailed review of their essays. You're now like a judge. Like you're like a person. You're like your teacher. If you imagine if your teacher did something like what you are not going to like, what it is something maybe that I felt okay. I did this. No, it's not like a maths test or a chemistry test where the answer is already known and fixed. It's like maybe say it's like a puzzle. A puzzle is also fixed. It's like an essay, just an essay. It's you creating your flow of ideas, everything. But you find you did again, but somebody scored you down. You are just sure. That's what they'll of course complain at the end. I'm like, huh? How come did I fail? I get 20. And I failed to get certified. So it's just you doing the right thing like any other person. Don't keep in mind the person you're grading. Don't keep in mind maybe you are a man, then you receive that maybe all the names you're getting out of 15, you're getting 10 female to grade. Then you think, okay, Valencia is setting me up for something here. Or maybe you're a lady, then you receive maybe all your essays there. They all belong to ladies. Oh no, this is too much. Or maybe they belong to men. There is no formula. It's just data. You just receive that data. It's for you to grade. There is no biasness. Everything is is in order. So you just grade, also grade without any bias, but just pay attention to what the grading scale needs from you and the template. I think with that, that should be fine. So the grading can probably start in the course of next week. So for 2 weeks, you can, the way you want to grade, maybe one day you grade 3, you forget about that. You can relax for 1-2 days, then you come back, or you can just decide today you want to grade everything, paying attention, not just grading to just throw away the essays, but just paying attention. Someone can decide to finish all the 15 essays in maybe that 3-hour reading time. Then that should be fine. But remember, there is also that procedure that you need to save. Have their names, the right name of the person there, your name also in the document. Then you also have to put their scores there. Then you need to finally have an Excel where you're going to place the scores. That's your own creation. There's no template about the Excel. So you're just going to Excel, starting from, is it A to A1, name. The next part is the score. Start with the name there, Valencia Lassa, then you put the score. Keep going that way up to the last 15 essays you've done with the score at the side. I think that should be okay. Then you can again submit to the you can then upload to the link. So no one will be receiving similar links. Like I'm not going to send the email I sent for introduction. There's no way I'm going to send like a entire link. It's just going to be an email. If I'm sending to Nelson, then it will be Nelson, direct to Nelson. If I'm sending to Natalie, it will be direct to Natalie. But when I'm making any communication on the information, passing just information, you'll all be notified within the same email. But for the sake of grading, so that people can't, somebody does not go to another folder, then start grading somebody's essays and bring that confusion. Everyone will just be receiving their link with the 15 essays. Might be 15, might be 10, depending on what you have received. So just grade it, do a good job, like you are grading yourself, or like your teacher. Be when it comes to time deadline, you can, as I've said, you can rest, but you can finalize. You can do the way it's 15. You can decide 5, 5, 5. You can decide 10, 5, or you can decide 7, 2, 2. Is it 2, 2, 1, or no 2, 2, 3? Like a formation, like a football formation. You can decide how you're going to split work, or maybe you can decide you start with 2, just to get to know what's the essay talking, what's the essay is about. I think that should be fine. So for now, I think I don't have any. This was the last document, but we still have these documents in the email. So if you want to review, I think Tulani should be having issues with keeps dropping off. Issues with the internet. So this is the last document I'm going to present. The rest was a PDF document that was basically how you're going to, people are supposed to create how they're going to create the quizzes, but eventually the partners are doing the quizzes. So it's just the essay grading that we're going to do. But at the lower part of that PDF, there was a lower part where you can remind yourself of how the grading is done. The essay grading is, I think, 1 page at the end. So those are the documents you have. Review them, download them, take this template. Once you start grading, create a folder. Just create a folder, write module 1. You can decide to read module 1. You can say ungraded essays. Then you can put another folder in that same module 1, ungraded essays, graded essays. Then you can put them there. What you have done, you can put in the next folder. Then you can keep track of that. Hopefully by the end of is it September or September, October? October. No, September. Yeah, it's October. The last module is in September. So by the end of October, maybe we hope that everyone will have received their certificates. If everything goes well, and if there's no other final module, like the last time we had another module whereby the participants requested to have a session It was a panel session where some entrepreneurs were invited. Partner organizations brought also in some of their professionals, things like that. So people were, it was an engaging questions answer session, things like that. And we also eventually had the CEO of PAPS. PAPS is the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System. It's an entity from the Afrexim Bank. So the CEO is also there giving he was the one giving the talk and taking us through the entire PAPS. So that's all. I stopped sharing my screen so you can ask the questions, or I can still have it shared this way. If in case anyone asks a question on the template, if you don't have a question on the template, then I can just stop share and you can ask any question without the presentation. Up to there, any question, any comment, anything that I've not highlighted. Also, if there's any, I think this is recorded, so in case of anything, I can just share it to you so that you can review it, and also you can access me via WhatsApp. In case you have any question, you can ask me from WhatsApp. So I'll stop sharing. Question. It's time for question. I'll start with the closing. We have Bananios, Portia, Mia. Yes, Sage, you can ask a question.
Yeah,
Yes, Sage.
so sorry, hi. So when should the recording be shared with us? And I'm sorry if you already answered this, but when should we be receiving the essays? In the next week or so?
Yeah, next week, yeah. The actual essay for grading will be shared next week. So after sharing next week's, then you'll be expected to spend the next 2 weeks at your own time to review the essays as you grade them. Then after the 2 weeks, then you can also forward them via the same folder link that will be shared to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Any other question? Natalie.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear you.
Why looking for?
I think your microphone.
Hello.
Nelson, we can't hear you. Okay. No, you have a.
Let me just start.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can.
I'll just start the recommend section.
Saxola, you had a question?
Yes, yes, I have a question. Can you guys hear me properly?
Mm-hmm.
My question is is the 15 essays that are going to be sent now the only ones, or is there another batch that will be sent after the final module?
Oh, so, yeah. So after this module, after module 1 is done, then we'll be waiting for them to share their essays. Once their essays have been shared, then you can have the second module. The third module, then the final will be the 5th after module 5 is done. So it's just you to the timing. You'll be having different essays for you to review. So it should be around 10 to 15, or maybe less. So it just depends how many people will share their essays in that session, or how many people have taken the short course seriously up to the certification level.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, if there's no question, I think the recording is available, and as I've said, you can chat on WhatsApp in case you missed anything. I've seen also Edison was not able to join. He should be using Yahoo email, so I'm not sure what the challenge is, but maybe he clicked on a different link because he was informed he's still waiting to join as the call is going on. So that's all. I'm here at Kenya, and now it's 8:43 p.m. That should be almost it's heading towards midnight, maybe 2 hours behind. Some of you are 1 hour behind. It's that's CAT should be 7:43. That's Sagzola, you who is in South Africa. Nelson, who is in Nigeria, might be 3 hours. Natalie Angel, who is in the USA, I'm not sure if it's now it's morning, might be that way. And Mia and Sage. Then we have Tulani, who is in Tulani should be in Zambia, or Malawi, Zimbabwe. Ahead of that, so that's 1 hour. Who again is in the call? Bananios, that is Morocco. That should be 4 hours behind my current time. Yeah, and also Safo, that Ghana, that should be almost similar to Nigeria time, but some way 30 minutes behind Nigeria time. So, guys, I thank you for attending the call. I believe any other engagement you can have it via email or WhatsApp. So you have a good night. Good. Your Sage is in Canada. That's 1:44. Oh, so you have just from having lunch. Yeah, different time zones. So good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are, and I hope to connect later. Cheers. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Right.